Okay, so the topic today is based on those mothers who leave their daughters or sons with wrong people. I should even say daughters. I'm going to go back there to add sons. It's not just happening to sons, it happens to daughters as well. You see, I am going to start by saying we have to be very vigilant of what goes on around our children these days. Be vigilant what is going on around your daughters or sons these days. Do you trust who is in care? Do you trust who is taking care of your daughter or son? Do you trust that person who is taking care of your son or daughter? Or who you put in care of someone else? Do you know what happens when your back is turned? My name is Tinu Odinuga. I am an author, an award-winning TV host, a motivator, and a businesswoman. Today I want to talk about inspiring topic. And I'm going to use my story, one of my stories, to enlighten us as well. You see, when you leave your daughter or son with someone you're not sure of, what will happen might damage that child forever until the right person, like a counselor and a doctor, can speak to that person, a counselor or a doctor. When I say the right person, either a doctor or a counselor can speak to the girl or boy and find a way to help them heal. You know, when children are young, they assimilate a lot. And you see, it is difficult for a child to forget what happened when they were young. I remember one day, I still remembered what I saw as a child, and I feel I was just about 3 or 4 years old then, and I was somewhere in that place, and I remembered what happened. I remembered what I saw. And when I say I remembered, I'm talking about the 60s. Imagine a 3-year-old girl with that memory. I remember what happened. So children do remember so many things. And that's why we should allow sweet memories to fill their minds as they're growing up. When you allow sweet memories to be there, when you give them sweet things, when you fill them, when you fill their minds with beautiful events, they will not forget. The beautiful thoughts will keep lingering in their minds. And this is the reason why we have to be very careful with the things we say or do in the presence of our daughters or sons. For those who have their daughters sleeping in the same room with you, it is not right. Some people will have their children, grown up children, sleeping in the same room with daddy and mommy. You see, you might be thinking they're sleeping at night, but they are not. And they can hear the things you say. When a father and a mother or a couple are in a room, they should have that privacy. The door should be locked and they should be the ones there only. And then the child or children should have a specific room for them, made for children, with toys, with lovely words on the wall, or something beautiful, beautiful beddings, something that can give them that memory. Sometimes you see little kids say, I'm going to my room. I want to stay in my room. That is because there is something there that makes them happy. When you keep something in the room for a kid, they will be happy to stay in that room. But when you do not have time to dedicate that specific, memory, you have no time. You have no time to dedicate yourself for that child. Dedicate that time. Give them that time. They would not be happy. You should give them a time. You should dedicate that day for them and say, I dedicate this day to create a beautiful room for you, or to speak with you, to listen to you, to play with you. Always give them time. Give them time. Give them affection. Give your children love. When they do anything wrong, don't say, it is okay, it's wrong, don't worry. No, that's not what love is about. Love is about you correcting your children in the right way. So when you correct your child in the right way, that child will understand what is right from what is wrong. So you have to be very careful what you do yourself. Try to be that role model for your child. I remember when I was growing up, um, our parents were not at home. My siblings and myself we were all playing in the, we were all in the same, a very big compound then. We were all playing. Grandma was upstairs. My father's mother was upstairs. And then I remember there was this family living downstairs, brothers. The mother came from a tribe known for giving birth to so many children, beautiful children. So I remembered that so I think one of these boys called me and said his brother and the sister wants to see me. I was a kid then, and I ran to see what they wanted to see me about. So the sister was not there, but the two brothers were there. And then they said, come inside. And I went in there because, we're talking about the late 70s. So we went, I think early 80s, I think. So I went there, and I was a teenager, I believe. And I went there. I don't know what anything is. We're so innocent. You will never doubt. Those days, you know, we had a different world then. Those days were different. So the brothers said, "Oh, come inside. We want to show you something." So I looked at both of them, and I knew what they wanted to say or to show me wasn't nice. So I ran out of that house. Then my grandma called me, and I reported that to my grandma. And obviously they were in trouble. That why did you try to show her something? So you see, if it's someone else, the person might have fallen into that trap. You don't know what they wanted to do. But this is what happens when an adult is not with you all the time. So if you cannot be with your child all the time, if you've got siblings you can trust, then let your child be there. And I remember an incident of a guy who mentioned something to me. And then this is affecting some men. This affects some men today. It is affecting some men today. It is called traumatic pain. It's still in some men. And this guy is one of them. He told me when he was little, something happened by his uncle. His uncle did something to him when he was just a kid. And he said he got to a stage where he was having likeness for men until he came out of all this. He said he had likeness for men, and that's not what he wanted. Now he's married, and then there was a time the wife said he had rejection and all that stuff. He was giving her rejection when it got to time for intimate time together. For them to be intimate, he would just reject her. And then we had a talk, and then he went for counseling. And because I'm a coach, I'm a confidence coach, you had to go through the necessary section. The reason why I'm saying this is he asked me to please make sure I mention this incident so that other people can gain from it. And there was one of the platforms I went to where he was on that platform and he was commenting, but nobody knew he was a victim, but I knew that was a victim. But I always keep things like that private and confidential. But because he mentioned that I should please I should try as much as possible to mention his story, to mention his story. So friends and family, please be careful. Associates, be careful. My colleagues, be careful. People out there, be careful. You do not know who that person is. There was a story of another guy who said his father was upstairs, he was downstairs. And suddenly, one of the neighbor's son came in and jumped on him. And he said he doesn't like what was going on. But that's how he started. He said when he grew up, he had that need to reiterate what happened. He had the need to just be that bigger man who overpowers younger ones. Sadly, the good thing today is he mentioned that he has gone for counseling, he has gone for the necessary things. He even said he's a religious person who has prayed about it, who went for specific deliverance. And after that, he went for medical treatment to get his mind set back together, to get his mental stability up, to make sure he is happy, to make sure he knows what he's doing, to make sure he's healed and his sanity is profound. He once was a victim, but when he grew up, he became a predator. You see, this is what I say to some people. When you see someone who is taking advantage of another person or a younger person, don't be surprised that that person was once taken advantage of. Don't be surprised that that person was once a kid that was being used or taken advantage of. You can never justify that, but it is always right for us to prevent another person being a victim by protecting ours, by protecting our children, by protecting what belongs to us. The way some people's mind works is different. You know, it is not everyone that will come out and say, I have made a mistake. I want to go for healing. I want to go for counseling. I want to be a better person. No, some people will say, you know, one thing, I don't even care. I was used, I was taken advantage of, I was broken, and I'm just going to keep on doing it till the end of the days. And then what happens is innocent people, innocent children will start getting entangled in their nasty ways and they'll be taken for granted, unfortunately. So let's just be very careful who looks after our daughters and who looks after our sons. A girl came out one day and said she went to live with her auntie due to maybe poverty or due to loss in their family. The mother asked her to go to live with the auntie. The auntie came to pick her and then she started living with the auntie, believing that the auntie will keep to the promises of putting her up in a school somewhere, since the parents cannot afford to get her a good school. In the process, she lost her father. So the auntie went to the village to pick her up and said, okay, you know what's going to happen? Don't worry. We're going to get you something good doing for yourself. And then guess what? They didn't do anything for this girl. Instead of that, the auntie will wake her up in the middle of the night and said, come here and start doing this to me. So the auntie invited her to do some things with her. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. When the curtains are closed, and you know one thing, it is so heartbreaking. And this girl is a little girl. We're talking about this girl, she should be like 10 or 12, between the ages of 10 and 12. So the good thing is the auntie has been prosecuted and this girl has been helped by someone else who is helping her pay the school fees. But do you think this girl is going to forget what happened to her? No, she wouldn't. Is this girl going to trust another auntie like that again? No, because she's been taken away from the family altogether. Even the parents cannot get in touch with her anymore until she gets to the age of 18 or 19. So this is sad. She can't see her parents anymore. The parents, at least she can't see her parents for so many years now. Her parents cannot see her. And then she's battling with that pain. Because sometimes the auntie lays her hand on her if the little girl says, no, I don't want to use my mouth for this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to take my clothes off. I don't want to do this. I'm a little girl. You promised me education. You promised me some good things. I don't want to do this. So let us remember that the world the world we're living in today is more of a very dangerous one. Hello, how are you doing? Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. The world we're living in today is filled with greedy people. The world, okay, you said you are right. Thank you. The world we're living in today is a dangerous world. Some people are very greedy. You'll find some people's hearts are like stones. Some people would always be prepared to hurt others to feed their greed and wicked hearts. The world of yesterday was a different world altogether, where we respected each other. We that were born in the 60s, the 50s, even 70s, we understood the importance of respecting each other. Be loyal, be honest, have an upright attitude. We believed in all that. Today, it's always about closing the doors, putting down your clothes, putting down your underwear, taking off your clothes, making quick money, drinking, smoking. That's what this world is mostly about. And some people will use the technology to tarnish other people's image to make sure they get money from it. You have made my day. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you see, the world we're living in today, people just want to make quick money. They want to go on social media, take someone else's identity, do something not nice with it, and make money out of it. They're happy. Some people are happy to see you down. Some people are happy to watch you cry. Some people are happy to see you in pain. A problem when your relationship goes down. Instead of them to be very sensitive towards it, to understand how it is, they will rather mock you and leave you to go down. Many of them are living in the world today. Some people will come to a family and pretend to take the son or daughter to another country to help them better their life, so that the parents can get themselves lifted out of poverty. But sadly, they will not do that. They will send them to other countries. They will send them to those countries like um what's that Arab countries, where they'll be used as slaves, or some of them will send them or sell them away. And when the parents will ask these ladies where they've done that trafficking with them, with the children. A lot is happening in the world we're living in today. So please be careful. If anyone knocks your door to say something like, "Oh, we've got a charity. We want to help your daughter, we want to help your son. We've got something good doing, we want to help you." Don't just go for it. Just close your door and be contented with what you have. Raise your daughter and your son in the right way. Don't worry if you haven't got much. Try to manage what you have so that your daughter and your son can be raised nicely out of a happy family. And when they grow up and they start working, they will remember you for good and they will reward you for good. Remember, there's no pain without gain. When there's pain, it's not nice, but when the gain comes, you'll be happy. So, mothers and fathers, be careful. I've also seen an incident where a father was responsible for the daughter's pregnancy. Really sad. Incest. I've seen that. I saw that with my two eyes. They called me during one of my charity trips. They called me, they asked me to please help this girl. She was heavily pregnant, and the mother was also heavily pregnant. And some people were blaming the girl. So sad. So sad. And I asked the mother, why did you allow this to happen? Why did you allow the father to do this to your daughter? And then she said, If she dare opens her mouth, he is going to lay his hands on her heavily. And she doesn't want that to happen. Neither does she want to lose her home, because he is the breadwinner. Can that justify what happened to this poor girl? No. As we're speaking now, the girl has given birth to a daughter. She's giving birth to a child. And that father was responsible then, and is still responsible now. He's responsible for the children. She's got another one. A lot is happening. Take care of yourselves. My name is Tino Dunuga. Don't give up on this situation that you find yourself in. Tomorrow will be a better day. No matter how it seems, just keep going on. Just keep on following that journey. I always say there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you. You know what? Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that glitters is gold. So don't allow anyone to lie to you. You might be looking at them feeling they're doing so well, they're better off than you. Don't listen to them. Their problems might be worse than yours. So embrace it. Savor like wine. Don't look down. Be a happy person. I am Tino Dunga. Bye-bye. I make handmade soaps, by the way. So visit my website, tripleddiamondmus.com. I have a website that talks about my handmade products. They're all made from plant-based oils and fragrances, and they're good for your skin. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Thank you.